Welcome to Historical Dash. In the early 1980s, football matches were vibrant, passionate, and packed with fans standing shoulder to shoulder, creating an electric atmosphere. The roar of the crowd was a symphony of emotion, a testament of unwavering support for the teams on the field. Football was more than just a sport. It was a cultural phenomenon that brought people together, regardless of their backgrounds or beliefs. The stadiums were filled to the brim, the fans standing, cheering, chanting, and singing, turning these venues into cauldrons of energy and anticipation. This was a time when the beautiful game was about more than just the action on the pitch. It was about the camaraderie, the shared experiences, the jubilation of a goal scored, and the collective sigh when a shot missed its mark. The stadiums were not just concrete structures, but were living, breathing entities, echoing with the heartbeats of thousands of fans. The culture of standing was the norm, a tradition passed down from generation to generation. Fans would arrive hours before kickoff, staking their claim to their preferred spot, standing shoulder to shoulder with fellow supporters. The shared chants, the shared emotions, the shared experiences, it was all part of the unique tapestry of English football culture. But beneath this vibrant spectacle, there were underlying issues that often went unnoticed. Overcrowding, limited safety measures, poor stadium designs, these were ticking time bombs, waiting to unleash a wave of tragedies that would forever change the face of English football. As the decade progressed, the cracks in this seemingly perfect picture began to show. The lack of regulation, the disregard for safety, the complacency, all these factors were leading towards a precipice that would result in some of the darkest days in the history of football. However, tragedy was looming just around the corner. A series of unfortunate events was about to unfold, casting a dark shadow over the beautiful game, leading to a significant shift in how fans would experience football matches in the decades to come. Tragedy struck with incidents like the Heysel Stadium disaster in 1985 and the Hillsborough disaster in 1989. Let's delve a bit deeper into these two major incidents, their causes, and their impacts. In May 1985, the Heysel Stadium in Brussels, Belgium, became the backdrop for what was supposed to be an exciting face-off between Liverpool and Juventus. However, the night turned tragic when a confrontation between rival fans led to a deadly stampede. A retaining wall collapsed under the pressure of the crowd, resulting in 39 fatalities and leaving hundreds more injured. The incident was a stark revelation of the potential dangers lurking in the packed, standing room-only football terraces of the time. Fast forward to April 1989, during the FA Cup semi-final at Hillsborough Stadium in Sheffield, England. What was meant to be a thrilling match between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest morphed into a horrifying catastrophe. Overcrowding in the standing terraces led to a fatal crush, causing the deaths of 96 Liverpool fans and injuring hundreds more. The Hillsborough disaster remains one of the deadliest stadium-related incidents in British history. These two incidents, occurring just 4 years apart, sent shockwaves through the football world. The packed terraces, once the lifeblood of the football atmosphere, had turned into death traps, highlighting the urgent need for change. The game that united people in their love for the sport was now dividing them in their grief. The Heysel and Hillsborough disasters were not just about football. They were about unchecked aggression, inadequate safety measures, and a glaring disregard for human life. The loss of life was immense, the trauma immeasurable, and the ripple effects far-reaching. The football community was left reeling, grappling with the harsh reality of the tragedies. These events shook the football world to its core. They underscored the urgent need for safety reforms and paved the way for significant changes in how football matches were organized and how stadiums were designed. But most importantly, they served as a grim reminder of the human cost of negligence and the importance of prioritizing safety over spectacle. In the aftermath of these tragedies, there was a pressing need to reevaluate stadium safety. The world of football was in shock, and it was clear that things could not continue as they were. The outcry for change was loud and unanimous, leading to the commissioning of an official inquiry into these disasters. The result was the Taylor Report, named after Lord Justice Taylor, who led the investigation. The report was a deep dive into the causes and circumstances of these tragic events, with a particular focus on the Hillsborough disaster. Its findings were stark and unsettling, revealing serious shortcomings in crowd management and stadium design. Lord Justice Taylor didn't hold back in his criticism, He highlighted the woeful inadequacy of police control and the inadequate number of turnstiles at the Hillsborough Stadium. But more than anything, he criticized the culture of complacency that had allowed these risks to be overlooked. The Taylor Report did not just assign blame, it also proposed solutions. Its most significant recommendation was the introduction of all-seater stadiums for the top two divisions of English football. The goal was simple, but profound: to make football matches safer, and to prevent such tragedies from happening again. This marked a significant shift in English football culture. The raucous standing crowds that had once been a hallmark of the game were to be replaced by seated spectators. It was a change that many fans resisted, fearing that it would dampen the atmosphere and passion that made football so special. But the memory of the tragedies was too fresh, the need for change too urgent. The recommendations of the Taylor Report were adopted, and the transition to all-seater stadiums began. It was a challenging process, fraught with logistical and financial difficulties. But the football community was determined to make it work, driven by the desire to ensure that the horrors of the 1980s would never be repeated. And so, the English football stadiums as we know them today began to take shape. A new era had begun, marked by a greater emphasis on safety and a newfound respect for the power of the crowd. Standing areas were gradually replaced with seats, symbolizing a commitment to fan safety and preventing future disasters. This transition wasn't overnight. Rather, it was a process that spanned over several years, forever changing the landscape of English football stadiums. In the wake of the Taylor Report, football clubs began to implement the recommendations, transforming their stadiums into all-seater venues. This wasn't without its challenges or controversies. Clubs faced significant financial implications, and there was resistance from some fans who cherished the traditional standing atmosphere. But the importance of fan safety made this change imperative. The first club to fully embrace this change was Coventry City with their Highfield Road Stadium. In 1981, they became the first all-seater stadium in English football, though it was primarily for commercial reasons. However, post the Taylor Report, their decision set a precedent for other clubs. The process was gradual. Each club had to assess its own situation, infrastructure, and financial capabilities. They had to balance the need for safety with the desire to maintain the unique atmosphere that made each stadium special. Some clubs like Manchester United and Arsenal took the opportunity to expand their stadiums, using the transition to seating as a catalyst for redevelopment. As seats started filling up the terraces, the reactions were mixed. Many fans missed the camaraderie and the buzz of the standing terraces, but others welcomed the change, appreciating the added safety and comfort. Despite the mixed feelings, there was a general understanding that these changes were born out of necessity, out of a desire to never repeat the tragedies of the past. The implementation of all-seater stadiums was just one part of a broader shift towards spectator safety, which also included better crowd management, improved emergency access, and stricter regulations on ticket sales. While it was a necessary change, it also altered the dynamic and energy of the matches. The atmosphere of English football was forever changed, but the spirit of the game and the passion of the fans remained undiminished. As we reflect on these tragic events, it's crucial to acknowledge the positive changes that arose from them. The heart-wrenching disasters of the 80s were a wake-up call that led to a significant transformation in English football culture. The standing, cheering, pulsating crowds gave way to seated, safer arenas. The transition wasn't smooth. It was a change that was met with resistance and sadness by many. The energetic ambiance of standing, chanting crowds was replaced with a more controlled environment. But the essence of the game, the passion, the excitement, the sense of community, remained. The love for football didn't diminish. If anything, it was strengthened by the collective resolve to protect fans and ensure the dark days of the 80s would never be repeated. The shift to all-seater stadiums was a testament to the resilience of the football community, a powerful statement that safety, above all else, was paramount. The tragedies of the past became the catalyst for a safer future. Today we see safer and more controlled environments in football stadiums, allowing fans to enjoy the game while prioritizing their well-being. The echoes of the past resonate in every corner, reminding us of the lessons learned and the steps taken to ensure that the spirit of the game thrives in a safe and welcoming space. The legacy of the 80s is etched into the very seats that fans occupy today, a poignant reminder of a transformative chapter in football's history. So, there you have it, the tragic events of the 1980s that reshaped football stadiums and the fan experience. The vibrant, shoulder-to-shoulder atmosphere of yesteryears gave way to a safer, seated arrangement, a testament to the enduring impact of historical events on our present. These changes underscore the value we place on safety and how we've learned from past tragedies. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Until next time on Historical Dash, stay curious, stay informed.